What's going on, guys? It is Sunday, and what happens every Sunday except for last Sunday? A Sunday Q&A. So I don't know how many people have questions. I've been trying to answer comments in the videos, but I have been working a lot, and there's nobody in here yet. So let's wait a second before some people get in here. And there's one person, but come on, 6 people, 15 people. 19 people. Hello from Costa Rica. What's going on? So I have been working on the Magnum for 2 days. Well, not including the days that I was trying to blow it up. But yeah, I have been working on the Magnum for 2 days, and I think I should be able to get this thing to Cletus and Cars. I'm probably I have I think almost like a little under 2 weeks to get this thing finished, registered, and drive it down there. But I really think I'm going to take it to Florida in 2 weeks, and it should be done. I really am just going to lay out the wiring and everything. But this thing is coming together extremely fast, and it's going to be super, super dope. So let's see what you guys are saying. Let's see. Just finished watching your video about the paint. Tight. I like you building cars alone. I should upload more. I upload like almost pretty much every day. I think I missed Tuesday, and I missed last Tuesday, but pretty much every day I think I've uploaded a video. Hello from Ireland. What's going on? Hello from Oklahoma. What is up? Alabama. San Diego. Seattle. Shit. There's all kinds of people in here. Can't wait to see it. Hell yeah. What cars do you have? I have a lot of cars. Hello from Mexico. Looks like somebody's from Russia. What's going on? I think that's Russian. Just discovered my channel. Glad you found it. Thanks. I'm glad you found it too. Hello from New Jersey. So, sneak peek, if you guys are tuning into the live stream, this is a Magnum, and this is a V8. And it bolts right in. Everything bolts in. It's crazy that everything bolts in. If you guys don't follow me on Patreon and Instagram, you have no clue what's going on here. But it's happening. This is going to be the first Challenger swapped Magnum. Look at this. Paddle shifters. We got some paddle shifters there. We have electric steering. I feel like I've talked about this before. I'm getting like this deja vu. Like I've already done this before, but I'm just doing it now. Maybe I dreamt about it or something last night. But yeah, this thing is going to be super legit. I really wish one thing that I had a Hellcat swap to put in here, because that would be so much tighter. And I wish it was out of a actual Charger, because the one thing downfall, because I'm using everything of a Challenger, is that it's a 2-door and this is a 4-door. So I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to make the actual rear locks work and everything in the windows, because I won't have anything to plug a harness into. Also, I think the harness is exactly the same length. So I'll also have to figure out, because the taillights on these are older, and I think the Challenger ones are LED, so it might mess with I feel like the headlights and the taillights on the Challengers are ran by CAN bus, and that's why when you swap a Charger or Challenger front on a Magnum and try to wire the headlights up, it does like this weird flickering thing with the HID and LEDs. So I'll have to figure that out. Another thing I was thinking about was, because of the whole wiring issue with the headlights, and I don't want to chop this harness up, I may end up just throwing the Challenger front end on this. I didn't want to do it at first, but then I was thinking about it. The bumper from the Challenger and the fenders and the hood are really nice, and these fenders are decent. The downside is it's black, but the bumper off the Magnum was kind of messed up, and it just looked bad, and I didn't want to have to fix it in a short period of time. I just noticed that it had these big ducts right here, though. That might not be bad. But I just probably am just going to actually leave the, I don't know what I'm going to do. We'll see what happens with this. But yeah, let's see what you guys are saying. Oh, shit, I shouldn't have done that. Hello from Canada. Indiana. Hello from, I don't know where that's from. Sell me the Magnum when you get it done. Yeah, I've seen people actually, there was one for sale and I think they wanted like 40 grand for it. And it was like clean. I mean, I'll have this thing clean, but all they did was swap the engine, I think the engine and tranny in it. And they left all the interior, which this one's gonna be cool because it has all the brand new interior in it. And I think it was last night, I noticed that this thing doesn't have a sunroof, which is awesome. I was like, oh, this thing doesn't have a sunroof. But yeah, and I need a new dash because the bag popped. But look at that. It has navigation. This is like a 2016 Magnum. More videos of me destroying cars with nitrous? Hell yeah. I mean, it's probably gonna happen. What car am I working on? It's a Magnum. Hello from Massachusetts. What's up, Massachusetts? Sweet looking ride. Thanks. Hello from New Hampshire. What's up? I don't know where that is. Hello from Bulgaria? Is that Bulgaria? Nice. Can I buy the center grill from the bumper? From this bumper? Yeah, I'll sell you the whole bumper for like 50 bucks. I don't know. This grill right here. This isn't a grill. It's like a, I mean, it looks all right. I guess it is a grill. It might be broken. I don't know. I mean, it has a little tab, a little tabby. Both these little tabbies are kind of messed up, but I think that's, man, I don't know. If you DM me on Instagram, I don't know. Just offer me something. I need all these spare Magnum parts gone, so can't believe it actually bolts up. Mind blown. Yeah, I'm surprised this doesn't happen more. If I had a red eye swap, or if I had like a Charger Hellcat, it would be happening. I'd be bolting everything in here. So yeah, maybe on the next one, I'll probably do a Hellcat one of these in eventually, because this one, I'll get it done and I might end up doing some stuff with it, selling it, and then do a Hellcat one would be tight. So off the front end. Oh wait, parts are kind of rare to find. I didn't know that. Might not be able to find a bumper in decent shape. I could probably get an aftermarket one. Hello from Estonia. What's up? Only that loved nitrous. What am I missing to do the swap? Really nothing. There's just a few things because I'm using a 2-door wiring harness and this is a 4-door, but other than that, everything just bolts up. I have to get new brake lines because surprisingly, this thing didn't have ABS. I wish I could have kept it without ABS, but to use all the track stuff from the Scat Pack, all the I think all the random controls inside where it has the drag mode and stuff, I would have to have ABS. But yeah, I'm gonna keep these for if I ever make a manual Magnum and don't need all that stuff. The current engine is trashed. I don't know. Actually, I was thinking about pulling this thing apart and maybe break it loose. I wonder if it'd break loose. We could try breaking the engine loose. Get a big bar. Get me a glove on. Here, I'm gonna set you guys down for a second. I think it's a 22. A 22. Let's see what we got going on here. $23. It's definitely not bad. I don't know if it's a 22 now. That's a 19. What the? What's up with my socket sizes? Got a 22 right here. All right, let's see. Maybe I'll try to break it loose and then try to blow it up again. What is this size right here? Maybe it's a 21. And a bar. My friend a long time ago, he had a Corolla, and he literally would drift it and lock up, and he just had a breaker bar in the back of it, and it'd be fine. He'd just break it loose, start it back up. Oh, no way. No way. No way. Look at that. I could still turn it by hand. Man, I should have gave her a little bit more. That's crazy. I'm gonna pull this thing apart and see what's really going on. That's crazy. I didn't think it would spin after it sounded like so bad. Well, I should have left the V6 in the Magnum. I probably could have blown it up another time. I guess with no oil, it's crazy. It turned that easy. I didn't even have to use a breaker bar on it. Surprisingly, this engine is a piece of garbage, but at the same time, you can't blow it up. Let's see. That V6 sure has changed. Go buy some cars off Oak. I feel like the Magnums, now that because I don't think people knew that you could just bolt everything in. I feel like the Magnum is now going to be like the most swapped car of 2020, because people are going to be like, I've wanted one of these with a Hellcat engine. A Magnum's like $1,000 to like $2,000, and then a Hellcat is, I mean, you could get them from like 18 to like 25. So I mean, at the end of the day, you could get a dope Magnum for under 30 grand that has 700 horsepower. I don't know why Dodge doesn't make them, because a bunch of people really want them. But yeah, that thing. Look at the fitment too. Look at that fitment. It's like made for that car. Let's see. Dave buy an RV. I thought of building like an RV, but I just have too much other stuff. The one good thing is now that the drivetrain and everything's in this Magnum, that shelf over there is cleared out. And once I get this engine, once I pull the tranny off the engine and pull all the accessories off of it, I could throw the engine outside. I'll probably do a video pulling it apart to see what exactly it looks like inside. But yeah, there won't be much in here. Then after the Magnum's done, we'll get the Volvo in here. Getting some projects done. Got you. I'll message you on Instagram. Tight. What state are you from? I'm in Colorado. What's up from OC? What up? That oil that came out of the SXT was nuts. What's up from Cali? What's up? All right, am I going to take out the rear seats? So the thing about the rear seats, I'm going to leave them in there. If I had a Charger instead of a Challenger, I think the seats would just bolt in. But these seats aren't too terrible. The carpet is pretty gross. I'll probably pull it out and pressure wash it, and then I'll shampoo the back seats. But they'll pretty much match the Challenger front seats, because they are like a black, and then they kind of have there. It's unfortunate that this didn't have the really dope seats, but it's just like a black, and it has like a little checker in the center, which kind of matches it the same. The driver one, I have to put a bag in and sew it back up, but other than that, the will be dope. And I have to throw all this wiring out of this car into the other one, and the front carpet. You're putting the new 6.4 from the Scat Pack in, right? Yes. Hello from Denmark. What's going on? Well, I think the RT and SRT cars came with a 6.4. They came with a 6.1. 21 millimeter. Some had 6.1s. Ready for more nitrous? If I do anything to this, I'll probably twin turbo it. That's pretty much the plan. I don't really want to. I really am not a fan of superchargers. The Hellcat is pretty dope, but at the same time, if I had a turbo on the Hellcat, I can make so much more power. And this thing, if I wanted to make 1,000 horsepower on it, I'd only have to buy probably around $3,000 worth of parts. I'd need there's a drop-in piston and rod combo, and then I need head gaskets, which are like $100. I need injectors, and I just have to have somebody tune the ECU. But that is like a proven like 1,000 horsepower on one of these engines, like with drop-in pistons and rods. Hi from the UK. What's up? The sludge was the lube. Let's see. You didn't see it lock up. I mean, it definitely locked up when I ran it with no oil. Big turbo Magnum. Make a table out of a V6. I don't know. I'd make a table out of something that was like kind of cool. What states am I looking to move to? I don't know. I've been thinking about moving, but I don't want to move anywhere that's humid. So that pretty much eliminates any states in like the east, like Florida or Tennessee, any of those. It's just way too humid for me. It's like Colorado is like the perfect amount. There's no humidity. It's perfect, but it's like not super deserty. I don't know. Maybe Montana. I don't know. I don't want to be that cold though. They get a lot of snow. Not exactly sure where I want to move, but I definitely want to move because Colorado's getting crazy with all the laws they're trying to pass. So they're trying to pass through a bunch of emission stuff too. It's just like once they do that, I'm out. So have to figure it out then. A Hell wagon. I wish this was a Hellcat swap. That'd be so tight. I was almost thinking about pulling the swap out of the Hellcat and sticking it in here. Hello from Sweden. What's up? Keep up the good work. Love the channel. Thanks. All right. Am I going to use any kitchen knives to do the swap? No, I just needed a kitchen knife to put some premix in. Have 4 times the horsepower. I mean, it's going to be pretty quick. Charger front end swap. I mean, if I had a charger front end, I'd put it on here. Was it a drop-in thing? Yeah, they literally drop right in. I'm sure that I'm making a video about this and people are going to know about it now. There's going to be some very angry people because people like swap these cars. They make it seem like it's super difficult when it's just like you just drop it in and it bolts in. Like subframes are exactly the same. Subframes are the same. Suspension's the same. Like this is all the whole front of the car right now is all Scat Pack. except for like the frame stuff, but all the, the arms, the power steering, the electric power steering now, the steering column, I mean, everything. Hello from Poland. Embrace the sludge. Keep up the good work. Thanks. Move to California? Ha! I mean, California would be the coolest place to live if it wasn't for all the crazy laws. I mean, you can't do anything in California without getting in trouble. Let's see. We have free range on car stuff in Florida. I mean, kinda. Well, on top of the pistons and rods, I would just fabricate my own turbo manifolds. Turbos, I mean, I could use some China turbos for just funsies for like the first couple months, and then I could get some Garrett's, or actually get some Borg Warners, but then those are like $5,000 for a pair of turbos. So, I mean, I don't know. I build my own kits though, so. Like to get out of Florida because of humidity. I mean, Florida is super cool when it's not summer and it's like super humid. I mean, it's just crazy how humid it is there. I mean, it's not as bad as Tennessee though. I went to Tennessee one time and it was just the worst. Couldn't even wash a car. It's so humid. I have an idea for the Magnum suicide doors in the back. GMC TSV wagon. Oh shit. 2.7 garbage. Miata gang. It's a 3.5. Keep the FC going. I have an FC turbo and found the coilover piece you did to be very helpful. So the FC's getting the wheels powder coated. Well, technically they're getting sandblasted and the guys should be back tomorrow, but I should have a video out hopefully this coming up week on powder coating the wheels. They're going to be really, really bright and they're going to be so dope. So there will be an FC video hopefully this week. It might be next week. I don't know. It just kind of depends on that guy's schedule because I have to get the wheels blasted first before I could actually powder coat them. And then I'm like building a DIY powder coat oven out of some, 2 house ovens. So yeah, I don't know. We'll hopefully get them powder coated this week, if not next. And then the FC will be, the wheels will actually match and the wheels are going to be super bright. So I don't know if you know this, but they're going to be really, really bright. You're probably not ready for it, but get ready. Let's see. What about a Challenger front end swap by mate? Let's see. People up here in NorCal asked $10K for an RT model with V6 car for $1K, 6.1 for a couple grand. Yeah. So long-term plans for this build. I don't know. I think the long-term plans for this is probably just to get it done, take it to Florida, and then drive it back. And then I'm not exactly sure. I probably will. I'm not exactly sure about the front end. I might throw a Charger front end on it. Not exactly sure yet. We'll see about that. And then paint it. I'll probably paint it the same color so everything matches and make it really nice. And then I may end up selling this thing and then I'll buy another one because I want to do a Hellcat one. And I think a Hellcat one would be super, super like insane. But because nobody has a Hellcat one of these. I don't know why people, I think now somebody's going to swap a Hellcat engine in one of these because it's so easy. It's literally just, you just get 2 cars and you swap parts back and forth. So you can get a V6 one of these and a Hellcat, and then you could V6 swap a Hellcat swap one of these. There we go. I just killed the internet. Let's see. Get an SRT Magnum front end. They're just so like flat in the front. The scat wagon and the cat. I mean, this is going to be pretty dope, and the insurance is going to be super cheap on it because it was a V6. Oh, I'm doing a burnout when this thing's done. I mean, this thing will be like the Hellcat because it's like almost 500 horsepower. So on the 500 horsepower key, the Hellcat bakes the tires. So this thing should still bake the tires. So I need a shaker hood on it. I don't have the intake for the shaker stuff. So ooh, scat cat wagon, or what is that? S cat wagon, or is that a fox? 30%. You can see my percentage on my phone? Man, I didn't know that. The Trojan? Oh, that's funny. Uh, got your first dually a year ago because of my rebuild video. Hell yeah. Can't beat dualies. Shaker hood would be pretty sick. Like my channel, keep up the good work. Thanks. A shop tour. So if you guys if you guys are new to the channel, don't know, I have my shop, and then I have the shop at the junkyard, which my boss, my old boss, lets me just use. And pretty much it's a building that they just use for storage. And the good thing about it is it has a lift, which my shop does not, or I would probably do all this over my shop. But yeah, the lift really helps out. And then they also have the good old reliable forklift right here. This thing is great for pulling engines around and doing all kinds, pulling cars around. And then they just have all kinds of storage space. So I had all the parts for the scat pack up there, all the interior stuff, and now most of it's in the car. I was going to put all of the stuff in the car, but then I have to still run the wiring harness, and to plug all the wiring harness in underneath, I actually have to have the bottom of the stuff off of here. So yeah, I haven't put any of the bottom trim pieces on. You can see the scat pack pedals, the Challenger scat pack pedals right there. And look at that, there's the key fob. The power's not hooked up, but look at that. We got a Magnum with push start. Push start. So yeah, this is really technically not my shop, but my boss is, you know, my old boss is a really cool guy and he lets me use it. So if it wasn't for him, I'd have to buy a lift instead of just using this one down here. So that is pretty much a shop tour. There's more stuff in there, which the Challenger is sitting, the parts Challenger is chilling right here under this 4-post. And once I pull everything off of it, we'll pretty much just stick it on the yard and finish parting it out. And there won't be much left of it because I'm going to pull the rear end, all the rear drivetrain out of it, the fuel tank. The only thing that's really going to be left on it, the roof is good, the doors are good, the trunk is usable. It has like this weird little thing right here. If somebody really needed a trunk, all they'd have to do is bend it up and give it a little spray. But yeah, we're gonna have some wheels, big brakes, gonna be on the Magnum, and some carpet interior. I wish I could put these door panels on the Magnum, but they won't fit. They're too long. You should start an engine on the ground. Hello from France. What's up? V6 Hellcat. I was waiting for those comments. That'd be the ultimate. That'd be the ultimate car to run through the auction. Just swap everything and then be like, the hood doesn't open, and then they get it. They'd be like, this has a piece of shit V6 in it. So I mean, that happens sometimes, but it'd just be funny. Jay-Z Hellcat E63 bi-turbo from an auction next. Challenger front end, Scout wagon. Dave, EDC dump. 3K GT is life. V8 wagons are sick. Oh, also, something that's cool. Oh, shit. Also, something that's cool is since I'm putting the rear subframe from the Scat Pack into the Magnum, I could literally bolt this exhaust on. I'm just going to have to cut, and this is the exhaust with the valves in it. Just like the Hellcat, it's the same exhaust, but I'll have to notch the bumper in the back so the exhaust actually fits, so the tips fit out, which will be kind of tight because it'll sound just like a Scat Pack or a Hellcat, I guess. Damn, I keep doing that. So that's not the stock dash or the console. So here, we'll give you a little. This is the Challenger dash, and this is the ugly Magnum dash, which looks like the Charger dash. I do not like how the new Charger dashes look either. They're just so like square and just bulky. I don't know. Just the Challenger dashes look just so much more modern, I think, and they flow a lot better. The Charger ones are just like square. They look exactly like the Magnum one, but they have that little insert is the same. And the center console is different, which I like the center console better on than the Challenger. Let's see. Let's see. So the dash fits right in. Yep, bolts right in. Make the Magnum a two-door. I saw somebody on, I don't know, I think I found it on Google. They did all kinds of crazy stuff and made one of these a two-door. They like lengthened this door longer, and then they welded this back door, half of it. It just looked like a super big process. And I kind of like that it's a four-door. So, I mean, it's a wagon. It needs to be a four-door. You could haul the groceries, the homies, which, yeah, and then you could have the almost 500 horsepower V8 in it. So, I mean, it's going to be a kind of cool wagon. I need to get a Charger front windshield installed, so then the mirror from the Challenger will bolt on, the rear view mirror with the auto dimming and everything. Let's see. Can we see the dash one more time? Let's see. Dave, the 240. It is coming along. I just haven't done much with it. The Chevy Trans is sitting behind the exhaust. A newer Mercedes project. I don't know what Mercedes I would do though, so. Let's see, exhaust idea. Hell yeah. Would love to have a Magnum. I think I'm going to bring the Magnum game back. I feel like it kind of died off, and there's a reason why, but I think I'm going to bring it back. I really do. I think this actually might, convince Dodge to bring the Magnums back. if enough people watch these videos. I bet Dodge is going to be pumped. Instead of just yapping, put a Challenger fender on it now. I mean, there's a lot of work to put a Challenger fender on it, and I only have one set of hands to hold the phone. So Dodge didn't make everything manual, but they made everything so you could swap it over. I mean, that's actually pretty tight. That their engineers literally are so lazy that for 2 decades you could swap parts across the platforms. Oh shit. Keep it low for the fat chicks. Wait, were you able to graph the Challenger chassis harness? Little to no wiring. So I'm not grafting any harnesses. What I'm going to do is, that's why I said something about the rear doors. They're not going to work. Well, the locks and everything in the windows, I'll have to figure that out later, because I'm probably going to have to get a charger wiring harness. But to get this thing so I could drive it to Florida for Cletus and cars, I'm going to just take the Challenger wiring harness and it'll pretty much just drop in. It's the same exact harness. The car's the same exact length. Everything's the same exact. There's just 2 more doors that it doesn't have wiring for. So what I'm going to do is just put the wiring harness in the car. It'll pretty much clip in everywhere. The battery stuff in the back, the lights, all that stuff will just clip in. There'll be a few differences, like the Challenger in there has a sunroof. This obviously doesn't. I'll have to run the wires for the sat nav and all that stuff on the roof. So I'll have to change that little antenna on top, which isn't a big deal. But other than that, I'm not going to graft anything in. It just all plugs in, plugs together. And I'm pulling the fuel tank out of the Challenger and bolting it in this. So I don't have to change fuel pumps or anything like that. Everything will just plug right in. It's pretty much a plug and play swap. You just need 2 cars and some time. Okay, what's up, Terry? Thank you for the, what is that, $4 in the US? Or it's $2.2 in the US. What are you planning to do with the FC? So the FC, I am gonna get it registered tomorrow. I'm waiting for the guy to blast the wheels, all 4 wheels, so I can get them powder coated, and then I'll do a video on that. And then I'm also DIY making a powder coat oven so I can powder coat the wheels, but I don't want to have to DIY blast them because it's just too much work. So I'll have them blasted. I have the powder coat. I'll powder coat them, and then I'll put the new tires on them. Well, I'll put the used rear tires on them because those are still good, and then I have new front ones, and then the wheels will match and the car will be registered. I have been driving it around. It's already insured. It drives very, very nice now. And yeah, there should be a video coming up this week or next week. It just depends on how long it takes the guy to blast the wheels. Once he has them blasted, it will take me probably a night to actually just powder coat them. I have all the stuff to do that. So it should just be, 30 minutes to bake 1 wheel. So it'll be like 3 hours to do all 4. And then we'll have, matching wheels for the FC, and it'll still look, the paint will still look bad, but other than that, it will look, a little bit better. Just found my channel. It's your new favorite to watch. Thank you. Let's see. Put a Hellcat motor. If I had one laying around in this short period of time, I would. It's probably going to happen. Give me a like maybe mid next year. Like 5 months. Give me like 5 months. Cam swap is cake in these. If I was going to swap a cam, I'd probably do it now because everything's accessible. Let's see, Frenzy 6.4 and a 2000 Dakota. That's tight. Do I consider pro charging it? I could pro charge it. I just don't really feel like throwing a supercharger on this because you can make so much more power with a turbocharger. And then you don't have to worry about, I could have a boost controller and I could literally be like, oh, I want it to be like 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds. And I could just control it by a boost controller to the ECU. But a supercharger, I'm like, well, I want 10 pounds. And then I have to put a different pulley on it. Oh, I want 15 pounds, a different pulley. It's like superchargers are just, I don't know. They're cool. I love the Hellcat. It's just so fun to drive. The issue is it's, if I want more power out of it, I have to do injectors, a smaller pulley, a new belt, blah blah blah, all this stuff. When you turbo something, you're just like, well, I just want to turn the boost up. I have large enough injectors. You just increase the duty cycle, and you're good to go. So if I did end up turbocharging this, I'd probably put some like either 1050X's in it, or like some like, what are they, 1500X's in it, and call it a day. I could get 1,000 horsepower out of it with dropping pistons, rods, and turbo kit. I probably could do everything. I could do all the engine stuff for about $3,000, and then I could do probably all the turbo stuff for like another $3,000. So I don't know. And the supercharger kit, I think they're like six or eight. So I mean, being pretty comparable, I could get more power per dollar out of a turbo kit than a supercharger kit, and it'd be a lot more fun. Let's see. It's like Honda has interchangeable keys and Dodge has interchangeable cars. Hell yeah. Let's see. A fire-breathing Magnum Dragon. Like the Magnum body style. Hi, Dave. Hi, Johnny. What's going on with the 3000 GT? I was going to do a video priming, repriming the doors and then sealing them. But then I have the wrong hardener for the primer. So I ended up not priming the doors and the hood, and just I need to go to Denver, get some hardener, and then I could do all that stuff. So yeah, I'll probably do that when I go up there to get some. I need to go up there for the Hellcat title. I need to get some hardener. I also need to get some stuff from a charger from a junkyard up there because I have a newer charger. I need to get this air box because these are different. So the intake for the cabin air filter, the older cars don't have an air filter on the airbox. Where's it at? I don't know exactly where it went, but yeah, they don't have a cabin air filter. So really, that's the only difference. I want a cabin air filter in here, so there isn't a bunch of junk getting in the car. That's the only difference. So I'm gonna get one of those. I'm also gonna get brake lines for the front because the ones from if you guys remember, the ones from the Hellcat were all bent. So I can't use those on the Magnum. So I need new ones of those. And then I was probably going to get some miscellaneous stuff. See if they'd let me pull a whole wiring harness out of a charger. Because if I could get a charger wiring harness, then the rear doors and all the locks and everything would work. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with the keyless entry, because I think it's just one door handle that has it. But I don't think the passenger side has the little button. So it has it does have this little button. So I need to have like the keyless. I wonder if this actual handle, no, I don't think that fit. I don't know. Let me go look at it now. No, now you got me, guys. I gotta look now. Yeah, they're different. I was gonna say, I thought they were kind of the same. They kind of have like the same little dimple, but yeah, I need to figure out how I'm going to put the keyless entry stuff in there. So I could just put my hand under the door handle like the Hellcat, and then it opens, kind of like my truck. But I'll figure that out. That'll be one little mod that I'm going to have to do. Let's see. So the somebody asked about these gold wheels in the back. These are 5 by 108 lug pattern. So 240 is 4 by 114.3, so they wouldn't fit. Why don't I sue the dealership? So what I'm going to do first is the whole dealership thing is pretty ridiculous, but I'm probably going to tomorrow contact Dodge corporate, talk to them about what's going on. If they need to, I'll send them the links for the videos. Be like, this is what the car looked like before. I have videos right after I detailed it before I took it to the drag strip. Be like, this is what it looked like before. You can definitely tell that the paint is perfect on it. There's no little dots on it. There aren't any little scratch, like hole little thingies in it. And then be like, well, this is after. Here you guys go. Like, do whatever you need to. If you guys aren't going to do anything, I'm just going to, escalate it. I feel like how, because I was an engineer for Cummins and we had this whole process. If you don't go through the process, it just kind of, and you skip if you skip steps, it kind of, if you go to court, then they'd be like, why didn't you do this? And then I'd be like, well, I just wanted to get money out of them, blah, 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 which I really don't care. I want them to fix their mistake, but at the end of the day, I could paint the car and it really, I don't know, it really wouldn't matter to me. It's just that they did the damage. If it was my fault and I did the damage, I just paint the car, but it's not my fault. So I think that my first step was talking to the service manager. He told me to pretty much kick rocks. So then is, go to corporate. If they're not going to do anything, then I'll just, do legal action and take it to court, which I'm pretty sure that if I took it to court, I'd definitely win, because the whole issue is like, do you have evidence? I have evidence before it happened. Then I have evidence after it happened. I have evidence of them admitting to it. And, it's a cut and dry case. I mean, there's no, well, you don't have evidence of what the paint looked like before, and we didn't do it. Like, we didn't admit to it. I literally have a video of them admitting to damaging the car because they had negligence in tightening the brake bleeder screw. So yeah, it's just funny because people are like, well, there wasn't fenders on a car and there wasn't a hood. It's a wrecked car. It's just funny, like people's interpretation of like stuff. It's like, if it was your car and you didn't have, like, if your car was at a body shop, they were repainting it. They just got finished painting the car, but then they didn't have the front end on it, and then it got hailed on. Well, the insurance company comes back and they're like, oh, well, it's a wrecked car. We're not going to do anything about it. Same thing. So, I mean, the car was perfectly fixed. I have just been waiting for fenders and a hood from Dodge, which has been a nightmare getting as well, but that's a different story. And yeah, so we will be revisiting the Hellcat paint issue. I'll just keep you guys updated on really what's going on through videos and stuff like that. But I think once I talk to corporate, they'll just be like, they'll probably just want to not see this go further, I'm sure, because it's just bad. It looks bad for them because the dealership is just, I mean, just what he said, it was just retarded. So want to see a 6-speed Magnum? Hell yeah. They don't value your hard work. New York, a Magnum with a 2018 Charger front end. I was thinking about doing the Charger front end on this, but I don't know. You have to order fenders for it because the fenders back here are different. But since the I don't know. I may do that. I may not. I'm not exactly sure. But I feel like because the fenders, the new Charger fenders bolt directly on here. The Challenger fenders bolt directly on here. So what I think is if I bolt the Charger fenders on here, and don't modify them, and then I bolt both doors on there, I feel like the doors will bolt up. So what happens when you bolt Charger fenders on here? There's like a gap. It's like wider up here. So right here, the body line doesn't match. So it's wider there. And then it sticks out a little down here. But I feel like the doors would bolt directly on. And the back door, the only thing you'd have to change, because on the Chargers, they don't have this flare in the back. And the door actually overhangs over this. So I may have to add this into the door, or I may just, I want to do a Charger Magnum eventually, but yeah, you'd have to replace this quarter, which they're pretty much the same inner structure. So everything would just literally, I'd have to probably cut it on this line right here, and then I would have to graft in the Charger rear section. But yeah, I'm not doing that yet. Maybe once I paint it, we'll see. Let's see. Greetings from Germany. What's up? I'm the guy that's going to run whole sets forever. Have I thought of making it electric? What am I making electric? Why did I blow the V6 up? Because it was pretty much garbage. There's nobody would, you don't want to sell an engine like that to anybody. Need to take it on power tour. I don't even know what that is. Came for the FC. Glad I found the channel. Thanks. I'm glad you found it too. What's up, Dave? Just got here. What's up? Hold on. When you changed your fuel system in the FC, did you run an at the fuel tank also? What? How long do I keep? How long do I plan on keeping this Magnum? I don't know. I usually say I'm gonna like sell stuff, and I just always end up keeping all my cars. I don't know. I'll probably have it. I'm sure I'll have it. I need to get rid of that stupid molding on the doors. Let's see. Oh, the SE didn't have cabins. Dang. Are we talking engine harness or chassis? Whole chassis harness. Paint the Magnum same color as the Hellcat. Yeah, if I paint this thing, it's going to be probably the same color. Can I take the handle itself off? It's different. Gotta install two 50-inch subwoofers in the wagon. Get some 300 door handles. They're the same. Will I provide more paint and prep videos similar to the 3000 GT? Sure. I mean, I pretty much video most of the stuff I do. Did I take the $400 check? No. I mean, $400, literally, I have no reason to take a $400 check when they Yeah, it's just dumb to even offer. Like the dude offering $400 is like, are you an idiot? Like, who's gonna take $400 when you like just admitted to doing damage to the car? I mean, it's just dumb. 300s work in the Magnum. I wonder, do they have a little button on them for the thing? Hello from France. What's up? There's a lot of people from France in here. Trying to keep hit OEM as much as possible. Manual swap. Nah, I think the 8-speed auto is fine. What's one car I wish I never sold? I I still have my blue coupe. I mean, the cars I want, I literally just keep. I haven't sold really any cars that I care about. So the I still have the 240Z. I still have the 240. I have a couple 240s, but I mean, I really haven't sold any cars that I really cared about. And the one car that I wish didn't get messed up, because the whole mouse situation was the convertible, but you know, I could always get another convertible. So yeah, I don't know. Put a V6 badge on it. It'd be funny to like put enough mufflers on this thing so it just like sounds like very very quiet so people can't actually hear it. But then you have the wheels and the big brakes. But I mean, I guess you could stick those on a V6. Sell your 73 C20 and buy a V6 mag. What's up, Dave? What's up, George? Let's see. 400 is probably the cost to bring the car there. Let's see. Autos are faster. Not from France. How does the 8-speed fit in the Magnum Transfer? It's the same car. This is literally, if you guys like this, everything's the same. So here, we'll do a little walk around. The only thing that's different, this hole right here isn't on the newer cars. This is the same. It has a little spot for the ABS pump. Over here, I'm gonna have to cut this hole out a little bit bigger because the newer ones are like a triangle. Where's the thing at? The newer ones are a triangle. So I'm gonna just have to match it to that. Everything else is the same. Literally the rear, the inner structure on the frame rails in the rear are the same. Everything is the same. This one's a little bit different because it's a 2-door, but the 4 doors, I mean, there's slight differences. I haven't looked at a Charger though to know, but the only difference I found inside was the passenger seat, how it mounts, which the Chargers might be the same. I'm not exactly sure. I haven't really looked at a Charger, but they're the same car, the same inner structure. The strut towers are the same. Everything bolts in, same. Should go to Cletus and Cars, help boost your channel. I mean, that'd be nice. $70mm turbo, be nice. Yeah, shit. Let's see. Dodge should revoke the dealership franchise license. If Dodge tells the dealership to rectify the car, will I use the same dealership? I'll probably just tell them that I'll pick a body shop and they could, the body shop's going to fix it. Uh-oh. I got 10% battery. Find the thing. I'm going to run through these comments really quick. Oh, this is pretty much it. 100% same size rear seats. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty comical that they're just like, well, like I wish I would have had him on, because when we drove over to the body shop, I didn't record anything, and he was just like spewing all kinds of bullshit. Just like he was just like, oh yeah, this car's salvage, blah blah blah, and all this shit about it being salvage. And I was like, it doesn't matter if it's salvage or not. The paint, everything that's painted on the car was perfect. The car has 1,500 miles on it. There wasn't a scratch. There's nothing wrong with the paint. And he's like, well, and then it was just ridiculous. I was just like, I wish I had that on camera, because it was just funny, because it was just like more of the same stuff that he's saying before. It's just like dumber. But I don't know. Whatever. The Hellcat will get fixed eventually. If I have to repaint the whole thing, I'll repaint it. But if I have to repaint the whole thing, I'll have to get a lot of paint, because if I repaint that car, I might as well just paint the Magnum at the same time, because I'll paint them the same color, and it's like a tri-coat. This thing is the old paint, so you can tell. Here, we'll show you guys the difference. So this is the same color. This car is the old variant, so this isn't a tri-coat. So the difference between a tri-coat is the Hellcat. You can see that when it's in the sun, it's a lot more metallic-y almost, and it changes colors. This, I mean, the paint on this is kind of crappy anyway, but this is literally just a base and a clear. So a lot of people are commenting on my video, they don't know anything about painting. So the thing with a tri-coat is, so this is base and clear, really easy to paint. A tri-coat, you put down the base, which is easy. It's a metallic base, whatever color it's going to be. If you get the paint match like I did to match the back part of the Hellcat, it cost me more to get the paint match than actually just getting the color and then painting the whole car. But you put the base down, and then you have to spray a mid coat, and that mid coat has to be perfect, because if you don't know how to paint, they'll be blotchy, because it's a tinted clear, pretty much just like when the Supra got painted. It's a tinted clear coat. It's clear, but it's just tinted red. So the base is kind of like a reddish orangey, just so it gets that nice pop in the sun. So when the sun goes through the tinted clear, which makes it really deep red, it has that nice effect, which makes the red look really, really, shiny, and it kind of looks like it changes colors. So then you have that mid coat. So the base is, for half a gallon, without my discount, it was almost $2,000. And that literally will just paint the fenders, the bumper, the flares, the flare extensions, and the hood with that half a gallon. So to paint the whole car, I'd probably, and that's $2,000 just to paint the front of the car. To paint the rest of the car, it would be probably another, I don't know, $3,000 to $4,000 in just base. Then the tinted clear is another, you get tinted clear comes in quarts, and it's very expensive. A quart is $200 or something like that, 150, $200, and it's a quart. But you're not spraying a lot of the tinted clear on, so you'd probably need, I would say, maybe 4 quarts to do a whole car, which is still pretty expensive. So that's the tinted clear. Then you get to the clear. The clear I use before my discount is $800 a gallon. A gallon will do, 2 gallons would probably do a car. So a whole car, 2 gallons, and then it would be completely done. And that's not including sealer, primer, any of that stuff. So when you get brake fluid on a car, on paint, all those little dots is where, like all the little dots that was on the paint, it actually has bubbled the clear up, and has gotten through the clear, and it means it's into the base. Once that happens, you have to sand that stuff all the way down the metal. You have to prime it, sand it, seal it, sand it, base it. Then you have to mid coat it, clear it. Then you have to cut and buff it. That is the reason why I'm so mad about it. And I want them to fix it because it's a lot of work. It's also a lot of money. If I had a professional body shop paint it, people were like, oh, that's not going to be 20 grand. How many hours do you think all that is going to take to get that car back to how it was before the whole brake situation? I mean, it's just ridiculous. So, I mean, it's just a lot of work and a lot of materials, money and materials. So, I mean, paint isn't cheap. That's why it costs so much to paint cars. So, yeah, I just think it's funny. So that's going to be the end of this little live stream. The Magnum is coming together extremely well. I'm actually very surprised at how well it's coming together and how quick it's coming together, and that pretty much everything bolts in. So we should have a running and driving Magnum in probably by the end of the week. So the new fenders, the new hood for the Challenger are coming, but I also have the new ABS pump and module for this because I used the old one for the Hellcat as well as the brake lines. So we'll have those, and the reason I need those is the same reason why I didn't leave the ABS deleted, was because you need the ABS pump plugged in for the remote start to work, for the, the car to actually start. So once we get that, I get all the brake lines, this thing should be actually running and driving in like by the end of the week, hopefully. We'll see. But thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in the live stream. And as always, see you guys tomorrow.